Hey guys, my name is Julia and I'm one of your teen services librarians over at the main library on Goodwood. Today's activity is pretty awesome because we're using the golden ratio to make this parrot. Supplies that accompany this video are available at the main library in limited capacity. Okay, so let's talk about the math. Today is all about phi, and phi is like pi in that it's an irrational number. That means it goes on forever and never repeats. But it usually gets shortened down to 1.618. So why phi? If you take line A and you divide it in a way that there's a line B and a line C. Phi happens when the ratio between A and B is the same as the ratio between C and B, and that can only happen at the number 1.618. It is also called the divine proportion, the golden mean, and the golden ratio. It may sound like a neat party trick, but phi actually shows up a lot of places in nature, like plant spirals and seashells and art and architecture. Math surrounds us all the time, so let's try to have some fun with it. To make your own golden ratio parrot, you're going to need one 8x10 canvas, a paintbrush, a foam brush, a ruler, a 1/4 inch painter's tape, a pencil, coral blue, yellow, black, and white paint. So before we get started, we're going to measure everything in millimeters today because we want this all to divide very evenly and it is a nightmare to do in inches. So what we're going to do first is take our canvas and we are going to measure 22.5 millimeters in on each side because we want our parrot to be centered. And each tick mark on your ruler on the centimeter side is 1 millimeter. Got that? You just draw a line straight up on the canvas. Set your canvas on the side, and then you want to measure down that line you drew for the length of your canvas, and it's going to be 250 millimeters long. And so we're going to divide that by 1.618, and that's going to give us our first square, and conveniently that happens to be 154.5 millimeters. So you're going to measure that out, make a tick mark here, and just, you know, by design, this is also 154.5 millimeters. So we're going to draw a line straight across to make our square. On this next step, whichever side you decide to go with is going to change the direction your parrot spirals. So if you put your next square up here, it's going to make your parrot spiral like this. And if you do it the other way, it's going to go like this. I prefer it this way. You can do it however you want. So you're going to measure the short end of your the box that's left over, and I've got 97 millimeters. So I'm going to take this and make a tick mark at 97 millimeters. And then draw a square in here, and you're going to keep doing that until you run out of space. Okay, you should have something that looks a bit like this when you're done. Once you do that, you want to lay tape evenly down on the lines you just created, and on the borders you want it to hit on the line. But on the middle pieces, you want to center the tape on it as best as you can. Once you've got everything taped up, you want to draw your parrot. And I would go very light on pencil because you're probably gonna mess it up. I know I did several times. And you want to draw a spiral starting from this corner here all the way around. When you're finished, you just have something that looks like this, and it's time to start adding in parts of the parrot's details. As you can see, I'm quite the messy painter, but we are going to leave this and let it dry before we add the white paint and touch up any of the lines around it. When you're all finished, you should have something that looks something like this. If you want and you've got a Sharpie at home, feel free to give him some outlines, but otherwise, enjoy. If you have any questions or comments about today's activity, holler at us. Our phone number is 231-3770, or you can leave a comment on this video. Better yet, tag us on Instagram and show us what you made. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this, and I cannot wait to see you next time.